let me see, where do I want to start? First of all, we did completely lose internet. Hi, this is Thesia of Ellis Family Farms, and I kind of want to check in with you a little bit. It's been a few days, and there's been some good reason for it. Let me see, where do I want to start? First of all, we did completely lose internet after that storm rolled through and got our birds, and that we had to kill that one bird. They came out to try to fix it, and we've just completely lost line of sight. So I've got another, and they can't help me anymore. So I had to cancel it with that company. I've got another company called, and I can get internet through them when they have access to that tower. And it's a tower that's down there, and I could show, well, just a minute. Way over there's a tower. Now below that tower, is a water tower, and that's where our old internet was, and so as you can even tell that there's no way that we could see that. But the new internet is going to have access to that tower there, that tower there, but not until after August 1st. And then they won't even have the equipment available. So I think the guy told me maybe mid-August. I said October, but I meant mid-August. We ought to be able to have internet with them. And you could tell that the tower's high enough, and we ought to be able to keep internet with them for quite a few years. I can't imagine anything changing on that. So I have been without internet for a couple of weeks now. And that's kind of been a challenge, but not too bad, because I've been going up to the church. That's where I've been doing most of I went up there after church yesterday and paid some bills and uploaded that video. I believe I uploaded the video about the turkey poults and the storm that came through, and an update on them. Those 3 turkeys, they're doing fine. We just lost that one. I'm so grateful for that, because that could have been pretty devastating, you know. I mean, it was like it's 4 birds, but golly, 4 birds, even brand new chicks, they were $8 or $9 a piece, you know, and not including the feed I got into them. It's just, you know, and that's what I eat now. I eat turkey and chicken, so yeah, that could have been a really bad deal. So I'm glad it worked out the way it did. I hate that I lost the one, but you know, at least it was a quick death for the poor thing too, because he was crushed, you know. So I had a couple of pretty rough days. I have one video I hadn't even started to finish yet, because I was hoping to make it a video, you know, showing where the wall had collapsed in the camper, not the camper, but the trailer house, because of some long-term water damage apparently. And we're in the process of getting that fixed. And so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a beginning to end on that one, but there is an issue over there. I woke up, I can't remember what morning it was, and if those of you who've seen my previous videos, you know that I have water coming in the front of the camper all the time. We were in the process of building a full cover for the camper to keep the rain off of it, but that ended up being used to make it for the trailer house up there. But I still need to try to keep the rain out of the camper, and it helped some by putting that up there. But even then, I still had water coming in, not as bad as I did. Well, I woke up the other morning, and I could hear water dripping inside the door like I usually do. Of course, we'd had quite a bit of rain. I'm thinking, why am I hearing that? Well, apparently, the rocks that we're using or I don't know what they're called, paver stones or something, we're using to keep the metal onto the roof has kind of made the roof kind of cave in a little bit. So all the water from, let me get settled here. All the water from the air conditioner condensation is pooling on the roof and dripping into the camper through the front door. And that can't be good. That can't be good, because, I mean, it's one thing that's coming in, dripping in through the front door, and of course that floor right there is getting soft. But that means the roof is probably not doing well either. That's an issue. And the very same day that happened, the oven in the camper quit too. And it was kind of funny, because even just before that, I'm thinking, I've got too many things going. I've got a garden. I've got and the mower that was loaned to us, it quit too. So I'm back down to a push mower for all this mess, and we'll get that fixed. But you know, just in just a few days, there's a lot went wrong, and I couldn't figure out where do I need to focus. What do I need to do? You know, And when the oven went out, I was despondent for a couple hours, but then I finally thought, you know what? I got my answer. God gave me the answer. I had too many different irons in the fire, trying to get into the trailer house, trying to keep the camper from falling apart, trying to keep stuff up and going. And it was kind of hard for me to come to terms with it, but the camper may have to fall apart. If it's, instead of spending money on a new oven, let's spend the money on getting into the trailer house and having a home. Even if it's, I don't know how much longer that home's going to last either. But at least we'll all be under one roof and in general. So that's where our focus is now. And we did well. And then so Kenzie and I just got back from town a few minutes ago. And of course, she's been wanting internet without having to come over to the camper. And so we figured out how to do hotspots. And it may work out for us. I don't know. But surely it's got to work out for a little bit, at least until I can get the other internet hooked up. It's better than nothing, I guess. There's flies out here. There's a bunch of flies. So we got a little bit of internet. Kenzie's got some internet over the trailer right now too, and Tom could have it, but he's got one of those seriously old-fashioned flip phones, so I don't know if we can do hotspot on his. Don't particularly care to anyway. And I went back by the propane people. They're supposed to call me the next day or two and get the propane hooked up. And I can't remember if I told you previously, about that same time I had somebody come out and to service my furnace to see if we can get it going and so we can have it for winter. And they're going, no. He looked at it. He goes, this is what you're missing. This is what's broken. This is what's rusted. And he was a very nice man. I was really grateful, for his help and his expertise. He says, look, this furnace is 23 years old, and they're usually only good for 7 years or so. He goes, even if you spent $600 or $700 making the repairs as needed, you might have to spend a couple of thousand to replace it, or whatever thousand, you know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, that's fine. That's what I needed to know. But because I did need to know, if the furnace wasn't going to work, I got to take it different. I've been calling them mini splits all along, and I was thinking that's what I wanted. I don't think, and in fact, it's not right now. We got one of those, like a heat exchanger. It's air conditioner and heater, and I understand if it gets real cold, it's not going to be enough, but hey, we got to have something. And we've got space heaters. We got space heaters all over the place because that's what we've been heating with for the last 2 or 3 years. So I think that'll be all right. And the heater air conditioners will work. So we got a nice big one that'll do the living room and the kitchen area. And if need be, it might be able to do the master bedroom. Kenzie's already set up on her end of the house temporarily. She's got an air conditioner. She's got space heater stuff too. So that's a big step toward getting us in there. So the guy's going to come out in the next day or so and actually hook up. I mean, the lines are hooked up on the propane, but he's going to do a leak test, and he's going to transfer my oven or stove that's in there to propane. So it is kind of weird though, because I've got a 500-gallon propane tank for one little cooking stove, and I shouldn't run out anytime soon, and that'll be fine. I can spend the money now while I've got a little bit of money, and we can put it in there and have, at least I won't be running out in the middle of cooking dinner. That happens a lot. When you got those little camper stoves, you'll be cooking away, and you're thinking, why isn't this cooking? What's wrong? And you go, oh, I'm running out of propane again. Dadgummit. So at least that won't have that. And then who knows? I get the feeling that the water heater's about to go out. It's old. Everything's old. And so, I don't know. Maybe we'll spend the money and have that hooked up to propane. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just get another electric one. Who's to say? But it was kind of a rough 2 or 3 days because I was stressing, trying to figure out where to spend my energy and time and where I should be focusing. And so when everything kind of fell apart at once, I was a little upset and trying to figure it out. But then when I realized, all right, the camper may just have to rot, and the trailer house is going to have to do for right now. Maybe I can get my act together and get us into a real house one of these days, but right now it's not looking like it, and that's okay, to a point. So I guess I just want to kind of touch base with you, let you know what's happening. At least things are moving forward. That's good. If I can't get stuff done with the internet here at home, I can go back down to the to the church and work there, and that works out real well for me too. I mean, generally, it's only like 5 minutes away, so 5 minutes for a couple hours work, I can do that. And so we'll see. And I'd appreciate if you go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. I know this is a weird video, but I did want to touch base with you and let you know what's going on. And I'm going to try to get started back on actually doing some work around here right now. Most everything I've been doing is getting things prepared, trying to get some internet, trying to get propane hooked up, trying to get, internet. I can't remember what I said. Anyway, trying to get things prepared for us to move over there. And we've had some setbacks, and that's the way it goes. But go ahead and hit the notification bell. That way when I do put something out, and I hope to get back into some sort of a schedule pretty soon, but hit the notification bell so you know when I have something come along. And share this with people that might understand what's going on, understand that we're in the country. And people that are maybe getting up there in years, I'm going to be 59 next month. I don't know if that's considered up. I don't feel that old. I don't. I mean, in fact, in a lot of ways, I'm feeling better. My skin still gives me issues from the eczema and allergies and stuff. Oh, I got a doctor's appointment for that tomorrow, too. I hate going to the doctor, but got to go. I digress. Share this with other people and hit the notification bell. And remember to get up off the couch, guys. Turn off that television. This television, I don't know. I sat down and watched a little bit of television the other day because Kinsey had a boyfriend over and I needed to hang out. And I thought, okay. So I watched a little bit of Food Network and that was okay. But the television is just bad anymore. I mean, it has been bad, but when you turn it off and then you turn it back on, you go, oh my goodness, how bad was it? Has it been this bad all along? Yeah, it's been pretty bad. It's getting worse. So turn off the television, get off the couch, find something to do, find something that piques your interest, find something that gets you moving, get you off the couch and into the world, and live until you die, guys. Live until you die. Don't sit there and they talk about quality of life. Living is quality of life. So God bless, guys. We'll see you next time, and hopefully I got something to actually show you instead of just talking to you. See you later.